I've been practicing for 15 years, and I'm a shareholder at Rich May, and we have 30 attorneys, and we focus on business law. I'm in both the real estate and estate planning groups because they've been so, my practice has been so intertwined with both groups. And what I do is help people protect their assets. So I'm trying to think of my superhero name, and I think that it would probably be Legacy Protector. That's what I would want now.
Dun, da, da.
No. My daughter calls me Wonder Woman though, so I think that's pretty complimentary. So my mission is really to try to educate female entrepreneurs, and I've been speaking at the Plymouth Chamber and the Lexington Chambers to the women's business groups. So the Plymouth one is called Women Mean Business, and they're basically lunch and learns to talk about why it's important to form entities now that you're operating a business or holding real estate.
Interesting. So what are some of the problems that people need to look at in putting together entities?
Well, I think that the main problem is people don't think they need it. So they've either just holding real estate, or I'm just going to hold this and rent it out. And I had a client come to me and say, "Thank God you told me you formed an LLC for me and put it in it, because I thought my liability insurance would protect me, and there's a carve out in the policy, and I am being sued now, and now I'm limited to my equity that's in my limited liability company in that case." And limited liability companies are probably my favorite vehicle for real estate in particular, but we form LLCs, all sorts of corporations, nonprofits, and LLPs, though, as I said, limited liability companies are very flexible and easy to form online. The second problem is that folks are trying to get away with not, or maybe forming it themselves, and so they don't file their annual reports. Because the filing fee, for instance, for a limited liability company is $500 a year, and then their company gets dissolved. So they have a situation where they're unshielded for a period, or it's dissolved, and then they have to go get it reinstated with a lot of back fees, and then they have to delay their closing, for instance, if they're holding real estate in it. So trying to form it themselves is problematic also.
Danielle, I do business litigation, and I can't tell you the number of cases I've had over the years where people sign agreements before they form the entity. And the impact of that is they're personally liable as a promoter. Do you see that in your practice at all? I know you try to prevent that.
We try to prevent it, but I do have people come back to me where they haven't, they either haven't done a document, they haven't done the agreement like you said. So I have a good example where they have, a group of 3 gentlemen formed an entity, and then they didn't prepare their operating agreement, and so now they come back to me and say, well, I want to buy these other 2 people out, and how do I do that, and how does that work? And so we try to form it for you and have a buyout provision, and that's really important because we can put in certain provisions so that to deal with the 4 Ds, I call them: disability, death, disagreement, and divorce. So if one of the partners passes away, do you really want to be doing business with your sister-in-law or brother-in-law? Say if it's your partner, and I have 7 wonderful sister-in-laws. I could have my own company, but that's that provision in place with a key man life insurance policy allows one partner to buy out the decedent spouse. So.